Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Brianna, this is Breland's Books, and today I'm going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me tag. I was not officially tagged in this, but a YouTuber, Life Between Words, put in hers that if you're a booktuber watching it, to do it, and I already wanted to, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So, doing it. I'll tag her video down below, you guys should check it out. She's an awesome booktuber, I really like her videos. But other than that, let's get started. Fact number 1. I hated dust jackets when I was younger, when I was in like middle school. I hated them. And the proof of this, I do not have a single dust jacket for any of the Heroes of Olympus books because I didn't have them for these ones, which came out 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for me. And then I had already lost those ones, so when these ones came out, I was like, it looks weird to have 3 and 2, so hated dust jackets. Fact number 2, I cannot sleep if my books are unorganized. I have a bunch of books that I've taken out to like show throughout this video, and if I don't put them back, I will not be able to concentrate or sleep tonight, and it's a thing. I just can't. I have to get up and organize them. Fact number 3, kind of going with the organization thing, I like almost religiously track my progress in my books, and I just downloaded the Goodreads mobile app a couple days ago and discovered that I can like update my progress on my currently reading books on there, which is fantastic because I have a little notebook, that spiral thing right there, where I keep track of all of it, and I keep track how many pages are in the book, what page I'm on, what percent that is, and then they are organized in order from farthest to least, like how far I am in the books. So that's a thing that I do. Fact number 4 is that I pace when I read sometimes. I don't know, we have this little like loop in our house that you can walk around, and I'll just walk as I read, or my room's kind of long, so I'll pace when I read. Fact number 5, I only use audiobooks for school. I actually spent all of yesterday listening to an audiobook of Frankenstein because I procrastinated and I had assignments due today. Fact number 6, on a trip to Portland one time, I spent 5 hours with my friends in Powell's. I had no money. I knew I wasn't going to be able to buy a book, but we still spent 5 hours in Powell's, and my friends are like goofing off and stuff, and I'm just like looking at all the books, just so content with life. Fact number 7, I like series more than I like standalone books because I think that the characters get to grow and more, and I just like having the more of it. So I expect a lot more of standalones because if I'm going to pick one up, I expect it to be fantastic and full of character development and full of interesting plot twists and turns, and they have to be condensed, so I expect them to happen faster. Fact number 8, I got in trouble for reading Harry Potter in the 6th grade because I wasn't allowed to. My teacher didn't know that though, and she recommended it to me. And I read it. I was like, sure. And I snuck it into my house from my mom. But then she caught me and I got in trouble. And she like talked to my teacher and told her that I wasn't supposed to be reading that. Number 9, I read during commercials of TV shows. I have a book next to me when I'm watching TV, if it's not like Netflix or something that I've recorded. And I'll read through the commercials just because I want to read that bad, I guess. Fact number 10, I cannot stop buying books. I have probably 50 books that I own and haven't read yet, and I still buy more because I convince myself that I need them. But a lot of the books that I own are like the first in a series, or I have like the first 2 in a series, and so I know that I'm gonna have to keep buying books, so I don't think I'm ever gonna get through my to-be-read shelf of owned books that I need to read. I have a completely separate list of books that I need to get and read. It's awful. Number 11, I obsess over organizing my to-be-read shelf of all the books that I own. I have specific orders of like when I finish any of these books, these are the books I'm currently reading. When I finish any of those books, I know which book comes next, even if it's like the next in a series, or if I'm starting a new series, or if it's a standalone, I know. And they're in a specific order up there. My bookshelves are right behind my camera, so I keep pointing at them. Ha! But I'm obsessive about the order and organization of my to-be-read shelf. Number 12, I want to be an author. I know this is pretty common amongst big readers, but not everyone who reads wants to be an author. I do. I want to write fantasy and fiction type things. And yeah, hopefully that happens someday. Number 13, I have read The Great Gatsby 4 times. And the first time was actually because it was assigned to my sister for her to read her junior year. She did not want to. I had already bought the book to read because I really wanted to read it. And so I was just like, I'll read it for you. And then I did all this summary work for her and wrote all these notes so that she could do her other assignments. And the teacher dropped the book while we were on vacation, which is why I had been doing it for her. But then I read it again for personal, again for English last year, and then again over the summer. And I just love it. I love The Great Gatsby. I love Fitzgerald. I've read some of his other short stories and stuff, and big fan. Big fan. Fact number 14, I was obsessed with Magic Tree House when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I also didn't appreciate owning books. So I had a bunch of Magic Tree House when I was younger. I don't own a single one anymore, and I kind of want to cry because of it. But loved them. I loved the idea of getting to go somewhere, be surrounded by books, and then have the books literally transport me somewhere instead of just my mind, but like my body would be there. And I loved it so much. And that actually leads into fact 15. I did a book report voluntarily on one of the Magic Tree House books in the 3rd or 4th grade. My teacher, it might have been 2nd grade, some of elementary school. My teacher did not assign it. I just asked if I could do one, and she said yes, and it was on the one where they go to ancient Rome for Pompeii. And I drew a giant volcano, and it had lava coming out that had, like, summaries and quotes, and I was a very strange child. Fact number 16, I own the complete works of William Shakespeare. This was my mom's book. It is massive, and that is not, like, me reading it. I think that was my mom reading it a long time ago, but it's gorgeous. And it's huge, and she's had it since college, I think, so it smells like an old book. Yeah, it's got that scent that it's not new, and I like that smell a lot. Fact number 17, I was introduced to the Percy Jackson books through the movie. I wanted to see the movie, so my dad took me and my sister to see it when I was in the 5th grade when the movie came out, and that was the same year that The Last Olympian came out, I'm pretty sure, and then I started reading them, and then I read the first one, and then I borrowed the second one from my friend, and I had been making fun of him for reading a book called The Sea of Monsters like 2 months before because I was like, oh my gosh, monsters are so stupid. But then I read them, and now they're one of my favorite books ever, and I suck for making fun of him, but I did because I was a jerk. Fact number 18, my favorite heroine ever is America Singer from the Selection series. She's fantastic. She's everything I want to be. She's got red hair. She sings. She plays instruments. She made a bet so that she could wear pants instead of dresses. She is amazing. And I adore her. And I adore this book series. And if you haven't read these books, go get them. These are just the first 3. Then there's a branch off series it's a duology, so it is 2, and it's about, like, later people. It's not, like, America's there, but she's not, like, the main character anymore, but she's fantastic. She's an amazing character. She's very strong, very, like, don't mess with her, and I adore it to no end. Number 19, I will write in books, but more commonly what I do, like I did with The Clockwork Angel, is I'll leave bookmarks on pages of quotes or paragraphs that I really like. I have some in all my favorite books, pretty much. I have little scraps of paper. I grabbed this one because you can see them. The other ones, it's like I flip through and I find them, like, shoved down in pages. Here's the quote that I liked that I put a receipt bookmark in page 87 of Clockwork Angel, and it is, "One must always be careful of books and what's inside them, for words have the power to change us." I still love it. If I read that today, I would leave the bookmark there and get a new one because that's a fantastic sentence. Number 20, I don't own Divergent. I own Insurgent and Allegiant. I've read all 3 of them. Read the first one like 3 times, I think, but I lent it to a friend, and it's gone forever. journal. Yeah. Fact number 21, my freshman year, I bought my own copy of To Kill a Mockingbird because my freshman class wasn't reading it because I went to a weird school that had different stuff, but I thought I should be reading it because it's typically a freshman book. At least it was in most other schools that I went to, and I really wanted to read it, so I bought it and read it my freshman year, along with The Great Gatsby. I bought both of them at the same time because I just thought I should be reading them, and I wasn't. Fact 22, I only own one book that I have started reading and have not finished, and it is The 9 Lives of Chloe King trilogy. I have it, so it's all 3 books in one. It's not one book, this is 3, and I could not get through the 3rd book. I eventually do want to go back and finish it, but I was just so bored. Fact 23, one of my favorite things to do when I'm reading is read like the prologue or the first couple chapters and try and predict how it's going to end. I'm pretty good when it comes to like classics. I don't do it as much with like contemporary and YA and stuff like that, but last year in English, my class read The Awakening by Kate Chopin, and I read the first, 6 pages, I think, and I walked over to my teacher, and I told him how it was going to end, and I was very upset, and if you read the book, you know why I was upset. And my teacher was like, how did you know? She's talking about the scenery of the beach house, and I'm like, I just do. I don't know. I'm pretty good at stuff like that. And then it became a game with him. He would be like, how's it gonna end? And I'd be like, this. The only one I got wrong was Grapes of Wrath, because who can predict that ending? It's messed up. I hate it. Fact 24. I care about characters more than I do about plot. If a book has good characters that have interesting story arcs, I will read it even if the plot is boring and awful. Last fact, number 25. I intend to someday in my home have a completely separate room for my books. I will have a library. You will have to formally check out my books. It's a thing. I want it so bad. That's why I hate that when I was younger I would throw out books. Now I won't get rid of books. I have books that I hate. Won't get rid of them unless it's like I know someone who needs a book to read. Like I've given away a couple books. I have a series of 15 books that I don't know why I read them, but I spent years collecting them, and I'm never going to get rid of them because they'll be in my library someday. And my library will be a room. It won't be my shelf. It'll be my room. So, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below, like, subscribe, all that. If you do any of these things or think any of these are interesting and want to know more about my weird facts or how I organize my TBR, it's confusing, but I'll tell you about it. But please comment down below I want to talk to you guys. So if you read any of the books that I've talked about, if you've done any of these things, comment below. I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Read a good book.